Welcome, everybody. Here we are. As you can tell, there's no coffee in my mug because, I can't afford coffee right now. Coffee's getting outrageously expensive. And guess what? As promised, joining me for this program today is our good friend, Ricky Scaparo. He joined us yesterday on The Truth. Today, it's on You Can't Make This Up. And coming up at the end of May, he's joining us in Boise, Idaho. Ricky, man, we're going to have a good time.
We are. And guys, he's not making that up about not being able to afford coffee. I've got water in my coffee mug. So he's not making that up.
All right. Okay. Before we get going, everybody, remember, listen, this is the day of the week. We just want to have a little bit, we want to lighten things up because there's not much news out there to lighten us up. So we're going to do that a little bit. We do it every Thursday. I am an equal opportunity offender, especially on Thursdays. So, wherever the stuff lands, let it land. But we're going to have a jolly good time today. Ricky, are you ready to roll?
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's start here. Well, this was just pretty straightforward. This is out of the book of Revelation. Check this picture out. This is just for you guys. Life hack from Babylon Bee. In lieu of reading the book of Revelation, just go outside and watch it happen. There you go. Hey, here's another one for you guys. This is an old man, and he's talking about what life used to be like. Look at this. When I was a boy, my mama would send me down to the corner store with $1, and I'd come back with 5 potatoes, 2 loaves of bread, 2 bottles of milk, a packet of tea, and 6 eggs. You can't do that now. Too many security cameras. You gotta love that one. Listen again, just a little bit of fun as we get started. I do have a video for you, and then Ricky, jump in anywhere you want after this video. And this is okay. Remember, everybody, we just had this White House attempted assassination of Trump, and did you notice this, Ricky? I was wondering, the family of the shooter alerts the authorities, hey, he's got a manifesto, he's a problem, and you guys need to know about it. Did you know that?
Yeah, well, of course. But, the FBI has a great track record of following up on those manifestos after the fact that they carry out the very thing that they're warning about. Unbelievable.
Well, well, that's it. I mean, so the guy gets on these trains, the authorities have been alerted, and then he actually gets into this dinner where the president is. You're looking, and all these other people, you're going, how do you even get in there? And it really makes you wonder. I think I know how he got in there, because we have video footage of the White House security. And let's roll. Let's watch how he got in there. Real footage of White House security. Watch it, everybody.
Not so fast, Richie. All right. Okay.
Well, these navigational charts seem okay. I don't think there'll be any problem. Hey, why the long face?
I'm still worried about the shuttle. You saw Ted's report, and he is the program's top test pilot.
I don't know, Ricky, just a little bit of humor.
I mean, how much truth is to that, though? Like, I travel out of Atlanta Airport, which is one of the craziest airports. And, I've been hassled. One time I got pulled out of the TSA, pulled me aside and did all kinds of thorough, because I left a bottle of eye drops in my pocket. I think it was a bottle of eye drops. And man, you'd have thought I was bringing in uranium in a small container. So you're telling me, let's talk about this. You're telling me that, they go through this kind of thorough and, screening that you can't even get on an airplane with allergy eye drops without, doing a cavity search on you. But this guy gets in it he gets through all the, what he got into, as far as he actually did. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's like you don't know what to, believe anymore. So it's crazy.
He gets in there with a gun. I mean, you can't even get through TSA with a bottle of water. Listen, I mean, you throw out your water. I saw the true story. This actually happened. I can't remember what airport it was. I think it was in Dallas. I'm not real sure. DFW. not 100% sure, several years ago. I go through TSA, and they pulled me out of line. And I'm thinking, you walk through the scan thing, and I get pulled out to they do the wand thing and all that kind of stuff, because you look like you're going to blow up a plane or something. I don't know what it is. So he says, do you have anything in your pocket? And I reach my hands in my pocket, and I realize, oh, I got a $20 bill in there. So he goes, and he was making me hold my hands up. So I said, yeah. He goes, well, take it out. I put my hands in my pocket, pulled out a $20 bill, and I'm holding it in my fingers, and I say to the TSA agent, and I said, hey, if I give you $20, will you let me go? And he says to me, I'm not kidding you. He says to me, turn around, sir. You are under arrest for attempting to bribe a federal officer.
Oh my gosh.
Ricky, I almost had an accident right there by the TSA check line. I was so scared. He saw my face. I turned completely as white as a ghost. And then he looks at me with his finger, and he starts laughing. He goes, I got you. That was so funny. He's high-fiving his friends, and I'm over there going, oh, my gosh. So I learned going through TSA, don't use certain words like bomb, and don't play stupid things like I did.
That's hilarious. So,
what happens I think this is in Oregon. Apparently, there's some white Americans that went down to Mexico, loved the burritos, loved them. So they asked the recipe on the tortillas and everything. They came back and opened up like a burrito truck or something. And you look at the insanity of this. Watch this, Ricky.
Who gets mad at a burrito truck because you don't like the skin color of the women operating it? It is a burrito. Take it and eat it. It is delicious. Who cares? These two women from Portland, they went to Mexico. A little vacation, right? Fell in love with the tortillas, the tortillas. They fell in love. And so they were walking around and they were asking about all of the women who make the tortillas. How do you get them to be so good? How are they so buttery? How are they so stretchy? And one of the women said, I picked the brains of every tortilla lady there in the worst broken Spanish ever, and they showed me a little of what they did. The basic ingredients, right? The moving and stretching of the dough, similar to pizza, but yet different. They decided that when they went back to Portland, they were going to open a burrito truck. I mean, it sounds like the perfect fit. Who doesn't love burritos? And they were armed with all of this newfound knowledge about how to do really, really good tortillas. No, they opened their food truck, and 10 days later it was closed. Their entire social media existence scrubbed. Why? Because they were accused of unapologetically stealing the basis of Mexican women's livelihoods, and white people can't operate burrito trucks. Why is everyone in Portland an absolute psycho? Nothing says diversity like forcing people into racial boxes and never allowing them to leave it.
Look at where we are. This is crazy. So if you're whitey, you don't be making no burritos. I mean, this is just nuts. But are you surprised? It's not just Portland. Remember, Ricky, I live in California, so I'm sure these things have happened here too.
Look, I live in Georgia, and so you would think, oh, you live in the South, so you've got an abundance of Southern cooking meals. No, we have about 300 Mexican restaurants and $300 general stores. So me personally, and they all taste the same. It's not exceptional. It's to me, it's like, if you've had authentic Mexican food and then you've had Tex-Mex or whatever, these retail stores, it's almost like, when I was a little kid, my parents, we couldn't afford the name brand cereal. So we'd always go to like the grocery store and they'd get the off brand, and your parents are thinking, well, they'll never know the difference. Let's get the off brand. And no, you can taste the difference in the off brand. It always had some goofy name to it. It was the off brand. Well, look, I don't know. I think I can speak for all my Georgian folks here. to say that I could care less what ethnicity, what color you are, whatever. If as long as you can make good Mexican food, who cares? I'll come and support your restaurant. This is the absolute dumbest thing I think I've seen in a while.
That is great. I love Mexican food. Just absolutely love it. Authentic Mexican food. We have a lot of authentic Mexican food out here. But by the way, you go to an Italian restaurant out here, and this is true. Don't be offended, everybody. I'm just telling you it's true. But I have a couple of friends that own Italian restaurants. You go there, and most of the people working are Mexican. But sometimes they're told to speak Italian, but their Spanish is a little bit different than Italian. I'm not making that up. Really, I'm not making that up. And that's just it's all over California. But the Mexican food is outrageously
it's
good
the same
here.
There's where I live. There's no authentic Italian. Look, I am Italian. Scaparo. My last name is Scaparo. I'm Italian. There's no, and then I've got friends that I've gotten in confrontations with them about this, and they're like, "Well, just go to Olive Garden," and I just want to slap them across the mouth. That is not Italian food, dummy.
That's
Olive
like Tex-Mex.
Garden, that's an insult to all Italians to tell them to go to Olive Garden. That's ridiculous. That's like telling Mexicans to go to Taco Bell and get their fill of Mexican food. Come on.
Oh,
Stop it.
That's hilarious. Hey, before we go to the next thing, I'm going to ask you this, and the missing scientists, right? How many of them are there? They're like dead, right?
Well, look,
dead,
if
missing,
we're going to talk about, there's officially 12, but that doesn't include ufologists, conspiracy theorists that dealt in UAPs and ufology, and then you got the Chinese scientists. If you add, so this thing is growing by the numbers. It's alarming, very alarming.
What do you think the deal is?
Oh boy! Well, I just did a podcast with a brother recently
Gary?
about this, and with Gary McKinney, and we talked about real quick hypothesis. And can I say this real quick?
Yeah,
The thing that's alarming about this is the nature of their deaths. One of them, the most recent one, was a scientist, young guy, and he drove a Tesla. We'll forgive him for that, but he drove a Tesla, and Teslas have what's called self-driving, and according to the official police report, for 2 hours, something took over his Tesla. It went into self-driving mode, and this was in rural Alabama, and it crashed him into a tree, and they found him burned alive in his Tesla. That's the official police report. There was another woman that went on a hiking trip. She was right there with her friends. They turned around, gone, missing. They had helicopters. They had bloodhounds. They had inspectors. They had everybody coming out looking for her. Couldn't find her. Dead trail. Nothing. Gone. There was another young woman who she got on. She sent out several text messages, friends and family. I have no intent for self-harm. I want to live. I enjoy life. But she said, I'm in danger. And she warned about, the Havana, I believe that's what it's called, that weapon that they can use on their mind. She was talking about that. She did research in jet propulsion, all of this stuff to deal with, UFOs and all of this, stuff to deal with the disclosure. So you got these weird occurrences. All these people left without their phones, without their wallets, without every essential who walks out their house without their wallet, without their phones. One guy left without his glasses. I can't speak for this guy, but if I walked out without my glasses, I'd be like, I wouldn't even be able to drive. So it's so weird. And so there's a couple hypotheses. One, this has to deal with disclosure. If Trump is getting ready to make this huge announcement of disclosure, quote unquote aliens, biologics, whatever, the greatest, disclosure ever, there is a hypothesis these individuals, they were whistleblowers. They were trying to, to prevent whatever they knew too much. That's a theory. Another hypothesis is you have foreign actors that have abducted them. This is a crazy one. And some of there's again, this is tinfoil stuff here, but they've taken them and they're not dead, and they're actually taking them to undisclosed locations because of their knowledge and information, and foreign actors are trying to get that information from them. Another hypothesis is that they're trying to warn humanity of an extinction level event, such as an asteroid coming. Remember all the weird meteors and comets, or not comets, but even comets, yeah, and all that stuff that's going on in the space. There's a hypothesis that was all a prelude, or a debris field that's coming in, and with some type of asteroid or whatever. And they, just like in these movies like Deep Impact, Armageddon, where you had those group of scientists and different people that try to warn, but then they mysteriously disappeared or they were killed. So those are some of the hypotheses that are floating around. But be assured, guys, the FBI is on
Yes,
it, and they'll find answers, because they have a history of getting things done, like the Hillary Clinton laptop situation, like the Butler, Pennsylvania situation. We could go on and on and on. So, there's so much trust in the FBI. So, we'll be able to sleep peacefully tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. We know they're going to get to the bottom of everything. So I look at this and go, this is one of those things you look at and you go, this is weird. This can't be a coincidence with all of these different things happening. Yeah. By the way, everybody, speaking of coincidence, this can't be a coincidence too. So Tuesday night, I was in Huntington Beach, California. And all of you wanted to know, you've been asking me, who's Pookie? Pookie. What's happening, Pookie? Pookie was there at Tuesday night. It was with Brandon Holdhouse, Jeff Morgan, as Pastor Joe Pettick had hosted the evening. It was a phenomenal evening, everybody. You should check it out. You can go to Calvary Chapel over the harbor, Huntington Beach, look at the video. A really outstanding night. But Pookie was there. And everybody wants to, there's Pookie. You want to know what Pookie looks like? Pookie is the guy in the picture that doesn't look like me. So there you go, Pookie. And look what he's wearing. You can't make this up shirt. So just thought all of you should know what Pookie looks like. So now you can give him a thumbs up. Pookie, thanks for letting us take a picture of you and blast it everywhere. You said you don't like your picture shown everywhere. I am sorry, but it just accidentally popped up right now. Anyways, seriously, Pookie, thank you. It was great seeing you the other night. Ricky, before we have some rather funny stuff coming up right now, but first of all, how can people connect with you?
You can go to our main website, endtimeheadlines.org, endtimeheadlines.com. Better yet, I always tell people we have a free app, and you can download it on Apple or Android, and you just go to your Play Store and just type in End Time Headlines, and you'll see our official trademarked logo right here. And just download it, hit yes to push notification. And we just did a whole new facelift on our app, so it's user friendly. You'll get all of our podcasts, audio or video, or however you want to watch that, breaking news, prophecy updates, interviews, the whole shebang, and it's free. So that's how you can connect with us. And of course, we're on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. We're on all those places as well. So
Ricky is fantastic, everybody. By the way, he goes after things. He totally goes after it. Ricky's full on pre-trib, supports Israel, and I love reading the comments. Man, people go after you, and you don't back down. I love it. It's just great. And Ricky is going to be joining us in Boise, Idaho. It's Pastor Brandon Holdhouse, Billy Crone, Pete Garcia, Tim Thompson, myself, all in Boise. And just so you know, everybody, we also do have live stream available for that event in Boise, Idaho, but it's not just live stream. So there are 4 Hope for Our Times conferences coming up in Washington, the state of Washington, at Calvary Ellensburg there. It's going to be David Towell's going to be joining us, Pastor Dave Zamora, Pastor Lance Ralston, who just recorded a video with David Guzik over in Israel before the war started. They came back. He's going to be joining us. I'll be there. That's at Calvary Ellensburg. We also have Santa Barbara coming up with David Towell, James Cadiz, Brandon Holt House. And then we have Texas coming up. In Texas, we have one heck of a long lineup along with a Shabbat dinner Friday night in Rockwall, Texas. So here's the deal with the live stream. If you want, you can actually get the whole package, all 4 of the conferences for, we just wanted to bring the cost way down and get into as many people's hands as possible. So we did it that way for you guys. Because we thought, well, why people just watch and then it's a one and done and that's it. We thought, no, let's just throw all 4 of them in there in a permanent link too. So if you want it, check it out. You're going to be blessed, all 4 of them. And by the way, Ricky, you were mentioning Mexican food earlier. One of these days, we have an annual conference in Mexico. It's a large conference, like probably about 1,000 people. And I would love to have you come there. You don't have to speak any Spanish. It's all translated. Because my Spanish is limited to burrito, taco, enchilada, frijoles, those, tamales. That's my Spanish. So I give my message. It all gets translated. The only thing you have to do is love Mexican food, and I would love to have you come down. The next one we have, it would be great.
Do you got any translators that can translate Kentucky hick? Because I'm born and raised Kentucky. I'm just saying, every now and then that vernacular slips out. And I have to have an interpreter.
I got one for you. There's we have pastors that have come from all over, and a couple of them come from down in the South. Nice. Mexican pastors down in the South, that Spanish churches there, they come down to that Mexico conference. So it's not just people in Mexico;
Great.
It's actually a couple of them from there too. So yeah, they already understand they already understand the problems of your speech.
Good.
Hey,
good to know.
Yeah. So hey, listen, watch this video, everybody. This is just listen. Let's have a little bit of fun. All right. I think it's time to have some fun. Let's roll this video.
Oh, no.
You and your wife must have been very close, sir.
We hated each other.
Then why are you so upset?
Because that's no her.
That's like, listen, everybody. So we've had some of these old English, some of the old Britain humor on here lately. I mean, it's so hard to pull that stuff off anymore unless you have something like this where you hope your audience can get it. But that's just funny. Right. That's just funny. That's just funny humor.
Hilarious.
It is. Hey, I'm going to skip something, you guys. We're going to come back to the one video in a few minutes. But let's go over here. This is, Ricky, you probably saw this. So this is this woman bishop. We got this picture here. Let's pull up the picture. I'm going to walk everybody through this because then we're going to show you a video. See the picture of the woman bishop, not the bee? United Church, can you pull the picture back up? United Church of Christ Bishop says we need Third Testament because the Bible has become problematic. Not the bee is real news. The bee is a satire, but this is real. She really said that. This woman bishop said we need a Third Testament because the Bible is problematic. Ricky, you look at this. I mean, this is nuts.
Yeah, we did a whole podcast on that.
Okay, so since you did, which I knew that was there, I'm going to show you a video. You probably saw this video too. I don't know who this preacher is, but he totally goes after her. Watch this video, and then you can comment all you want.
When women go against the Bible, they're wrong. Now, her problem with the Bible really is not those scriptures she's mentioned. It's Romans. Chapter 1, where I talk about the women being with women, doing that which is unseemly. That's right. A female claiming to be a bishop and speaking up against the scripture. All I can say about that is she's the tragedy that is commonplace. Because more and more now, we're having homosexual affirming churches. We got them down there in Atlanta. The man went and apologized to 2 men married to me, I wouldn't have done it. Death would be better. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. These things are wrong. And it's an assault. So why you talk about it? I'm a defender of the faith. This is an assault on biblical Christianity.
Ricky, what do you think?
I'd say preach on, preacher. I mean, he's spot on. I mean, that's what that woman was the epitome of progressive Christianity. This is the poison that has indoctrinated the Christian church. It's come into the faith. I believe and I'm probably going to talk a little bit about this in Boise, but this is one of the many products that is calling people, it's causing people to what Paul warned about in 1 Timothy chapter 4, to fall away and depart from the faith because they're giving heed. They're embracing seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. I mean, this woman's not even qualified to even be up there. To call herself a bishop's ridiculous. It's not even biblical for her to be calling herself a bishop. Secondly, isn't it convenient that she wants to rip out and omit pages of the Bible that condone her lifestyle? And we got these crazy people that, I talked about this recently, is the devil, you have to laugh from crying, honestly, because the devil knows he can't destroy. The devil cannot get rid of this book. The Bible says heaven and earth shall pass away, but not one jot nor tittle of this word shall pass away till all things be fulfilled. He knows he can't get rid of the Bible. So what he's doing is he's raising up people to come and contort it and twist it. And we've got all these goofy translations. We've got Bible translations for progressive Christianity. We've got Bible translations for homosexuals, for transgenders. So we've got translations that cater to these people. And this is some scary stuff to think about. So this is what the enemy's doing. He can't destroy the word. So what he's doing is he has masterfully created another Jesus, another spirit, and another gospel. And this is the absolute epitome of this. And I'm just ashamed because I'm seeing more and more of these freaks coming out of Atlanta. And this offends me because I'm from Georgia. And I just want to look at that camera and say, please don't judge us from these people. I'm telling you, there is good, sound doctrinal churches out here, not these circus shows. So I just want to say that.
Hey, Ricky, I try that all the time with California. And I say, hey, please don't hold. And then somebody logs on and they see me wearing a jacket like this and doing crazy programs. They go, you're all nuts. But I am blessed in this area because there's a lot of pastors that that are like-minded, and they're all within a driving distance of me, which is great. And I think it's just because in California we're like 10 steps ahead of most of the nation on weirdness. So God has to plant some pastors here that are willing to press forward with the truth. Hey, speaking of crazy women, you know Ilhan Omar?
Unfortunately, yes.
I mean, you've never had coffee with her or anything.
No, I don't know.
We all know. So this is no clip of Ilhan Omar, and I know some of you go, I can't believe you made fun of her when she said that. Well, you know what? She wants to kill your dogs, take all your tax money in Minneapolis. She wants to bring in Islam so you can be submitted to it in Sharia law. So, yeah, let's just roll this. This is an old clip of Ilhan Omar.
The last time the Alien Enemies Act was invoked, it was used to detain and deport German, Japanese, Italian immigrants during World War XI.
World War XI. So,
Wow.
Craig informed me that Ilhan Omar just realized her first two letters of her name are 11. If you've ever seen how Ilhan, I know some of you guys are going to get so upset, but listen, just to say it the way it is, it just is this way. I don't know if you want to comment here, Ricky, if we should just roll on to the fire hydrants in Detroit.
Well, I know that they've been, I know that there's a plan to remove things in history, but I must have missed the other 9 world wars. I mean, I don't know where I was at during that, but we missed that, and we went straight from World War II to World War XI.
World War. Yeah,
fascinating.
I keep thinking World War III's coming. Apparently not. It's already been here and it's gone. All right, everybody. So last week on You Can't Make This Up, there's this young lady. She went into a park area and she called out the idiocy of these people who had their own borders that said America can't have borders. Right? It was a great video. She did an outstanding job. So apparently she does really good videos. So here's her again. She's doing another video. I think you're going to enjoy this. Let's let it roll.
Iran is a destabilizing, dangerous force in the Middle East. Do you agree with him on that at least?
No.
We would be able to totally obliterate them. That's a terrible thing to say, but those people who run Iran need to understand that. And what do you think he meant by saying those people?
White supremacy.
His subhuman people of color.
He's becoming very delusional and honestly showing a little bit of signs of dementia.
This is something someone with dementia would say.
Absolutely.
Had Kamala actually won the election, do you think we would even be in this?
Absolutely not.
And they were not falling for this Iran stuff either.
No.
If Hillary Clinton had just won in the first place, maybe we wouldn't be in this mess.
Yeah, I would go with that.
If he had a kind soul, I think anyone can be beautiful, but he is not beautiful. No. He's not beautiful inside or out. He's a horrible person.
Did you vote for Hillary Clinton?
Yes.
Did you guys vote for Hillary Clinton?
Yeah.
We would not be in this position if she were president today.
Or Kamala. The man truly is insane.
Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris said all of that, not Donald Trump.
Really?
Yes.
That makes me very sad.
Are you serious or not?
Yes, they are.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That's a gotcha. Good for you.
You never heard them say this stuff?
No, I haven't.
That was a quote from 2008, right here.
To it. I don't, you know what? Who can believe what we read?
Did you go to the cops about me?
Yeah, I just wanted to see if you needed a permit.
I didn't mean to make you cry.
Crying, but
Okay.
it's shameful.
What's shameful about it? There's nothing.
I mean, she's definitely one of those gotcha people. But I mean, you look at these things that people are not able to. They've taken sides. You know, we see that they've fallen into their own algorithm on social media, whatever it is. Look at this. It's just nuts. As we watch this stuff, and she caught him. You know.
Yep. I mean, I'm gonna say something might be offensive, but you know, I hope you'll love me anyway. But it's on both sides. It's on left and right. People. Yeah, I know.
Ricky,
it's hard to believe.
No way.
No, people get married. They're married to politics, and they're still stuck in this left-right paradigm. And look, I ruffle all kinds of feathers because I called Trump out on all kinds of nonsense and goofy stuff that he does, and people are like, "Well, this must be a liberal page, and you're a Democrat," and I'm like, "Well, you must be new to the page or to our channel or to our ministry, because if you stuck around and you've been here for a while, you'll know that I called out Barack Obama and all of his nonsense. I called out Joe Biden and all of his nonsense. I call it like it is. I try to stay in the Bible and not in the left-right paradigm. But that's me. You know, I know everybody's different, but these people are unbelievable, and I deal with them. And for example, one great example was recently when Trump, whatever, he posted it, reposted it, whatever. The bottom line is he admitted that he put that picture of him, you know, being a doctor and trying to help people, which is phenomenal because I've never met a doctor that looked like that. But anyway, he admitted that he put this picture out there. And people under the comments on our page, "Oh, this is fake news. This didn't happen. He didn't say that." And I'm like, there's literally a video of this guy saying he did it. And yet these people are in complete denial. You know, so that is very disturbing to me. I'm just being honest with you.
No, it's true. I mean, I see it all the time. Whenever I say, hey, you need to be very careful about what is actually going on with some of the things with the Trump administration, the Abraham Accords, the Gaza peace deal, you start looking to the future and you realize Trump, and this is going to bother some people, is setting himself up like some kind of king of the world. Now, I'm not saying he's Antichrist,
right?
But you look at him, you look at some of the things Jared Kushner does, and you start to go, hey, there's something very strange going on with the whole dynamic. And it's not just that. Some of the attempts at the peace deals, the concessions to Iran, I called out Obama with his, I don't know how many billions of dollars he gave over to Iran, and then Trump started floating around. Yeah. Trump's the same guy that took the, $400 million plane from Qatar. And people, I mean, you look at that, for me, I still have a problem with that. Because if somebody gives you $100 just to give it to you, they want to gift it to you, but you know, and you take it, and later on you hear that person did something bad, people are affected by the $100 they got, and they go, no, there must be some kind of reason for it. They took them. All of a sudden, you stop calling out the bad that you see when you receive a gift, and of $100, let alone a $400 million gift. And you look, these things do affect how people act towards others. You know, how's Tucker Carlson suddenly doing the things he's doing? It was Patrick Bet-David who called him out and said, hey, let's have our forensic accountants look at our bank accounts and see where the money is coming from. Then we'll really know if you are being funded by some foreign adversary. So far, Tucker Carlson hasn't taken him up on that opportunity to have his bank accounts checked out by a forensic audit. And so you look at this, you go, no, there's something suspicious going on even in the Trump administration. You know, and so we do have to call these things out. On the left, there is this problem that leads down to the LGBTQ and a blindness, but there's also a blindness that happens on the right. And even on the right, you still have this, the whole support of the LGBTQ that you don't hear about on the right. People just say, well, they don't really. We're still going to vote for this person because, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, I've been warning about this for a while, that this is not your mama and daddy's politics anymore. This is not your grandfather's and grandmother's politics and your great-grandfather's politics. The lines are becoming blurred of what the traditional conservative Republicans stood for and voted for. And it's getting harder and harder to determine that, because there's a lot of them out there that, you know, they support things that this Bible calls an abomination. You know, when that report came out recently about Israel and Jerusalem, and about they're trying to set up the Pride City, and they're going to make the biggest LGBTQ homosexual event in Middle East history, consequently in the same location of Sodom and Gomorrah. When we posted this and talked about this, people were like, "Oh no, that can't be true. That's got to be false." And I try to remind them, no, Tel Aviv is one of the is a major gay capital of the world. And then if you just simply go to Revelation 11, John describes Jerusalem in the last days as spiritual Sodom and Egypt. So again, it's just, you know, it's an ignorance of the word is what it is. It's a lack of understanding of the word. And once you know that, then your eyes will open. But I tell people, you've got to take off those political lenses and put on your biblical lenses, because if you're not, you're going to be clouded and you're going to be led astray through politics and not the word.
Yeah, indeed. I think of Revelation chapter 11, where it says that spiritually be called Jerusalem, Sodom, and Egypt. Spiritually it lets us know this is demonic things that are taking place. Same demons that were around back at the time of Sodom and Gomorrah are still around today.
Yes, sir.
It's not a coincidence that it's in the same area. I personally think it's like this shout from the Lord saying, hey, remember what happened before? Guess what? Look at this, judgment before. And I'm sure you saw more and more videos are being made, and more facts are coming out about the discovery of Noah's Ark in the areas of Mount Ararat. And,
yes.
And what's that? Another reminder of God from judgment. And you look at these things, it's like God is shouting to us right now, say, hey, wake up. Being a Republican or a Democrat isn't what's going to save you. It's trusting in the Lord Jesus Christ. And you and I both, we may support Israel, but we understand Israel in the biblical sense. Doesn't mean we condone these things. We call out these things that are happening there. We don't support all things the government does. Certainly don't support something like this. We call it out. We're blind to this and pretending like these things don't happen. No, it's wickedness.
Right, and again, you can call it a coincidence, but it is intriguing that in the same week you had a story that came out regarding the days of Lot, and you had a story regarding the days of Noah.
Yeah.
And what does it say?
Yeah,
You
no
know
kidding.
this, Luke 17, as it were in the days of Noah and Lot, and so shall it be at the return of the Son of Man. But you and I both know the only individuals that are going to know these things and see these things, understanding these things, are those who are in covenant with God and has discernment of the times and seasons which we're in. But that's our role as the watchman, is to, shine that light and guide them in that compass of that direction.
Yeah, amen. It's bringing that truth out. I think of Daniel chapter 11, where the angel tells Daniel about the last days. In that day, the wicked will see it, but they will not understand.
Yep.
But the wise will. In other words, the wise will see it, and they will understand. Why? Because they're following the book. They're looking for the truth, and God is going to reveal that truth to them. So I making the same connection. It's not a coincidence that these stories are coming out about the days of Noah and the days of Lot in real time right now. I don't see how it can become much more clear. Ricky, I think this is the longest You Can't Make This Up program, so we're going to skip we're going to go to a video. It's been great. I'm going to show you a video, everybody. This is fire hydrants in Detroit, and then after this, we're going to get to the tip of the week. Watch this. Fire hydrants in Detroit. What in the world's going on? Or I think it's Detroit, or it's Dearborn, Michigan. It's one or the other. I
think it's Detroit.
Detroit. This is Detroit. Let's watch this.
It's not only a theft to the fire hydrant, but it's a theft to our citizens, our residents, our firefighters, and in public safety in general. It's totally unacceptable. Fire hydrants are a very important part of our infrastructure, and no matter how fast we get to a fire, if we don't have an operable fire hydrant, it takes seconds and even minutes away from us maybe saving lives.
The problem is whoever's doing this is doing multiple hydrants in a row. So when DFD shows up, they're not going to have a hydrant within 600 or 900 feet, which puts people's lives at risk.
Ricky, I look at this, stealing fire hydrants, and I mean, you look at where we are in LA. Remember that fire last year?
Yeah.
I think it was last January, or the year of January, whenever it was. The mayor of Los Angeles made sure there was no water in the fire hydrants. Now we have this. People are stealing fire hydrants. It reminds me of this. It was Solomon writing Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because the sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Criminals aren't punished. So therefore, what do? Steal fire hydrants. You're looking going, this is just nuts. But you can't make this stuff up.
I mean, this is the fullness of iniquity, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. The spirit of lawlessness will continue, and it will climax at when the Antichrist makes his debut. So this is nothing. Now look, be watching. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a major fire in Detroit, some factory, no doubt something to do with a food supply or oil or whatever. And then now what are they going to do? It'll be in the same location. They won't be able to put out the fire. I wouldn't be surprised one bit.
Yeah, I think it's just good, man. The stuff is just wild as we see it happening. Ricky, before we get to the tip of the week, do we have a tip of the week, guys? I believe we have a tip of the week. Yes, no, not yet, not yet. No, I don't want that yet. I just asked if we had one. Ricky, do you have anything you'd want to close out the program with before we get to the tip of the week? Tell our viewers.
Just stay in the Word. If you keep your eyes on the mainstream media and you do all this, you will end up. Look, we don't want you to end up trying to go to sleep, partaking of the devil's lettuce. We're trying to avoid that. So we want to get you in peace. And we want you to have good sleep. We talked about this on a segment we did yesterday with Pastor Tom. We want you to get good rest and good sleep and good peace. Here's how you do that. The Bible says that I'll keep that man in perfect peace whose mind is stayed upon thee. So not in the news, not in all this nonsense and the propaganda that's being pushed down your throat. Stay in the Word. That's my tip. And you'll have that perfect peace.
Amen. Great, Ricky. Great having you on today. Thank you so much. I hope that your viewers won't be too upset that you went on this program with this guy who does all these crazy things and tends to offend everyone on Thursdays. But it was great having you on. I can't wait to see you in Idaho. Yeah. And now we can get the tip of the week. What's the tip of the week? Let's see it. What do they pull up? The best way to avoid conflict is to say exactly what you're thinking at all times. Okay, so it is a good point. That's a good tip. Sometimes you guys need to come up with dumb tips. So I picked dumb tips. Apparently they pick, no, that's a terrible tip. I just got it. That's a terrible tip. Thank you very much. Boy, that went right over my head. I should be embarrassed, Ricky. I can't do this program anymore. Listen, thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it today as much as I did. I know it's great having Ricky on to be able to bring some sense to the unsensible things that I enjoyed talking about. God bless you, everybody. See you next time at Hope for Our Times. And make sure you follow everything that Ricky has. God bless you, everybody.